a beautiful sunrise.
So we have a short week this week. It is Wednesday, Thanksgiving is tomorrow, so only 3 days this week on site.
We're going to be getting this slab poured and that section of slab poured. So we've got a lot of different flat work areas. I gave my list to my concrete guy and kind of order where we got our porch areas we got to get in, our stem. Steel guys did push us back, which did mess up our schedule a little bit this week. Luckily they were here yesterday welding all of our beams. Since the framers are being held up with the steel a little bit, it's kind of nice. They bounced back to my garage area, getting the gable trims wrapped up.
Short week, a lot of progress on site. You're gonna see everything that's kind of happened between Monday to Wednesday, holiday week, and then next week everybody will be back fully at it.
Missed it. I was on the phone as they're putting some of these walls up. Guys are getting some more rough grading done for us. As you can see over here behind the pool house, the grade starts to dip down around the back. Prep for stone just yet. Get our underground work done on the inside of the pool house. We've got our stone that's backfilled with fabric along the retaining wall. I've got subsurface drains that'll get tied into our storm system down the hill later. And then that linear drain as well will get tied in. Later on we'll dig the pool after the house framing is complete. Because if I start getting to the pool in now, it's going to cut off access back here. You know, a couple guys are asking about why isn't the basement slab poured yet? These guys are wrapping up some underground, but a concrete contractor likes a deck over top of everything. So we've got a couple different heights and slabs. We've got a lower level slab here, an upper slab here, back in that corner there, a lower slab and another lower slab. So some of these lower slabs have to get poured first. It's nice we're actually getting some 100 amps of power in the house. I only have the first floor deck down. It's always nice to have power as early as possible. And he'll run some 4 gang boxes around the house for us, for guys on site. With our concrete forms, I had steel getting set while the guys were still stripping forms over there. We marked out all the plumbing before we stoned the basement, but we had the stone slinger out here, so they did leave most of the stone away in certain those areas for all of our plumbing. So a little bit of hand digging, but it's not too bad because it's all stone. So we got quite a few drop points, which I marked out for the guys in green paint. But it's making pretty good progress. We already had a sleeve below our footer back there. Get our inspection, get everything backfilled, get some electrical conduits in. We gotta get a bunch of conduits in through here. We're gonna get electrical conduits from our one mechanical room to the other. We gotta prep for an island down here as well. Got my steel fabricators working on welding. They were supposed to start more steel yesterday, but with the weather, they pushed me back a little bit. Little spots need to be welded. These guys are cruising on plumbing. These guys are getting all their welding set up, tacking these beams down. We waited to weld them down just so that way the framer could square anything up, which I've talked about previously. They wanted that little bit of flexibility on some of this stuff. We made sure we left clearance to get everything all welded. Radius crown worked out. So I had everything all custom made, solid stock, so it can be routed, and then they go to a regular crown material for the rest, all custom profiled. Another thing for these gable returns, what I had these guys do is, this goes about 2 inches into our stone. The mason can run his stone up here, cap this stuff off nice. This basically acts like a flat seam copper. So the roofer will then fold their copper into here, solder that joint. That joint will be hidden behind our stone face, basically right here. That way we can run our stone and have our through flashing properly all the way behind here. I know the roofer mentioned another project, he still ran them all the way back, but then the mason's trying to get any mortar or any stone up behind here, and it just makes things difficult. So I was trying to think ahead for these guys and make their life easier. Electrician started our rough-in work as well. So we got a couple decorative fixtures, pretty straightforward. But getting some stuff roughed in. The guys, what they do before, they shoot a laser all the way around here, drill all their holes the same height, try and get their wire nice and straight. They'll clean stuff up a little bit later, but coming out nice. Just went over a couple things with the framers. Two guys are a little bit behind on getting here, but for phase 2, we've got our whole second floor steel that's going to be set all the way up to the attic level. So we're seeing how many walls we can actually get framed before steel gets set next week. So trying to stay ahead of it anyway. Safety meeting time right now. So concrete just shut up, so we're going to have our safety meeting right next to them to help them out. So if you remember, a long time ago we said this stem was pitched. So this whole porch area here pitches away. This is a covered porch, but it is still open. And then after all this is concreted, we have a curb detail we gotta do for our framed wall. And then this will get fiberglass. So I'll wait till I get our framing in and then run all that fiberglass up and down over this edge. I didn't get the final trowel out. We are working on a fiberglass pan. This fiberglass pan we custom sized and shaped, so that way our safety pan sits on top of here. Did all the filler coat first, then he's gonna let this harden up a little bit, tack up basically, and then he's gonna get his glass mat set up in here, and the glass mat will then be embedded with the fiberglass resin. Once that tacks up more, then he'll get his gel coat on top. They had that glass mat they put in first, and then they did their resin coat within all that glass mat. Then they did a gel coat over top of everything. So we got our plumbing in, which my plumber said everything's ready for inspection. I know they gotta get a couple more screenings in. We got our inspection scheduled next Tuesday. This township requires screenings. Most townships are okay with your 2B, but not our township. It allows screenings, sand, or pea gravel. So they're gonna do a water test, which that pipe there has to be 10 feet up for your head pressure. And then once all this is inspected, then we will work on our backfill. They got some more screenings to do, but guys did a pretty good job. I marked out all the locations, basically in prep, but had the plumber really think about it as well. Everything's gravity drained here, which is nice. Don't need any pumps or anything.